Hello, and a very warm welcome to you on this International Relaxation Day. My name is Judit Varkonyi-Sepp, and I'm a practitioner psychologist, a health psychologist working in physical health settings in the United Kingdom National Health Service. I'm also a coaching psychologist in the National Health Service Leadership Academy. I often hear my clients say how challenging it is to reclaim calmness, stay in tune with ourselves, and enjoy life nowadays in the busy, information-laden and demanding world. And so I thought this topic warrants attention at our event, as the world seems an increasingly anxious place. So it is worth thinking about whether relaxing and being calm in this world in fact is a mission impossible. Why do I say that the world is highly anxious? It is a frequent news nowadays that the number of people living with high levels of anxiety is on the rise. According to a statistics in 2023, an estimated 4.05% of the global population has an anxiety disorder. That is 301 million people. The number of persons affected has increased by more than 55% in the last 2 decades. According to Mental Health UK, a charitable organisation, anxiety is a common emotional state characterized by feelings of unease, such as worry or fear, that can range from mild to severe. Anxiety can often be felt in the body too, with faster heartbeat, butterflies in the stomach, or shortness of breath, to name a few. Most people feel anxious from time to time. Let's think about some aspects of living in today's world that might be causing anxiety today. There are many big geopolitical events happening in our time. Some are closer, some are further from us. Even our own personal lives might be potentially affected with the volatile dynamics of economy, politics, environmental challenges. We might fear that our livelihood, jobs, health, safety might suffer from these events. We also have a lot of social connections and roles where we would like to perform to fit in, be accepted, be rewarded for our efforts. In the digital age, we might need to be simultaneously present in many roles, for example, in social media groups, sometimes in more than one. This is being added to the other roles we need to exercise in our immediate family, larger family, at work, with friends, faith groups, sports teams, music groups, or other groups we are part of. Whilst being socially included brings a lot of joy, social support, and indeed proven significant health benefits, having too many demands might be a constant juggling act, overwhelming in itself. Maybe we do, maybe we don't have more frequent or more volatile events or more demand from our social roles than in times before. What is certainly different in this day and age is the volume of information we need to process that pours on us unfiltered every day. According to an article published by the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, we now consume more information in a single day than a 15th century person would have in their entire lifetime. Whereas even a few decades ago, information was delivered slowly, more localized, filtered, and had to be obtained through various sources. In the age of smartphones and portable computers, we now have instant access to information on all world events, groups, topics, in very large doses and in a very short time frame. We are often not in control of what information we are consuming and in what order. We can experience short bursts of joy, for example, looking at cute photos on smartphones, and then immediately after that, we can see a very distressing picture or video. What does this do to our body, mind, our emotional stability? Because we are empathic creatures, and empathy is an important ability for all animals living in groups and was identified not only in humans but in primates, rodents, elephants, or we can even experience this in our domestic pets like dogs and cats. We can understand and share the feeling of others, even if we have no direct experience with their life events. We develop this through evolution to be able to bond with our group peers and survive together, but also to learn the impact of experience from one another. As human brain developed, we are able to imagine things without having direct experience, and this enables us to understand the feelings of those we hear about, read about, or see in the media. Often, these are negative events, because we also have another evolutionary ability we developed for survival. It is to be more reactive to endangering events than those that give us comfort or calmness. So, when we hear, read, or see about bad things that happen to others, whether it is an act of terrorism, war, poverty, injustice, we often imagine what those people whom this happened to might feel and empathize with them. We also remember these instances more vividly and for longer than joyful or neutral events. On a biological level, it does not matter whether we only imagine what might happen to us or whether we imagine how it might be for others. Our body reacts to these imaginary scenes or feelings just as if these were real. Our autonomic nervous system, that is responsible for a lot of our bodily functions, like heart rate, breathing rhythm, digestion, hormones, gets into action and prepares to fight or flee away, perceiving the world as chaotic and unfriendly. Our sympathetic nervous system gets activated. We might feel anxiety, anger, frustration, rage, fear, panic. Our heart might be pounding, we breathe faster, our muscles tense. I'm sure that many of us experience these short-term rapid changes in our bodies in brief episodes during the week when we go about our daily business, being in traffic, at work, even at home with our families or friends at times. We can also experience this when reading an engaging book or watching a film, which goes back to the point that we are able to imagine things and our body reacts just as if it were real. This is absolutely normal, and ordinarily everything goes back to a calmer, more peaceful state after a short while. We are able to feel safe again. But these bodily changes also kick in when we are hearing, seeing, reading distressing things that happen to others. Research about the war in Ukraine, 9/11, or the COVID pandemic shows that indeed there is such a short-term effect on us from distressing events, even if it doesn't have a direct impact on us. If the threat, even if imaginary, is too big, and it is unlikely that we are able to flee or fight, we might freeze, become numb, disconnected from the world. This is also the case if the threat is at a fight or flight level, but it happens time and time again. Then our brain learns to be on alert and stay always in the threat mode to ensure survival. For example, when we encounter distress frequently in our own lives, or often connect with the distress in the world, signs that we might be at that level is that we lose empathy with others, we are constantly on the edge, or constantly worry about many things. We might feel crushed and unable to do anything about the threats. Our dorsal vagal nervous system is in overdrive. These signs of overwhelm might also be present if someone has depression. When we are safe and calm and peaceful, the ventral vagal nervous system is the most active. This is a nourishing, healthy state for mind and body. This diagram summarizes some of the emotional and autonomic nervous system responses to the fight or flight state and the freeze shutdown state. In the middle, you can see how we usually are when we feel safe and emotionally well. This is a nourishing and healing state for body and mind. If we can learn to remain in this state, or bring ourselves back to it at will, then we give ourselves the benefit of the internal peace and contentment, whatever is around. I want to emphasize that reacting to threat is an inbuilt survival reaction. When there is a real threat, run away or fight back. Or, if you are being attacked by the predator, pretend you are dead. Most predators are not interested in dead prey. But when there is an imaginary or anticipated threat, or when you notice that events of elsewhere overwhelm you, then it is time to employ strategies to reclaim calmness. Okay, I hear you say, but how? Shall we withdraw from the world and become hermits? Only some of us are able to move away from it all and cease connection with the affairs of the world. It might even not be so good for most of us, as humans have evolved to be social beings, thus need social connection for well-being. Unless we break ties with civilization, it is also not possible to shut ourselves away from distressing information or people. It even might make us more anxious to not know and to not take part, because then we cannot feel prepared to whatever it is out there to get us. You might recall that I said that we can imagine threat, and by doing this, our body can get into a state of preparedness. And, what more, it can learn to be in that state most of the time. The good news is that just like that, we can also teach our body and mind to be in a state of calmness most of the time. If we put ourselves in the state of calmness a little but often, over time this will add up to a state that the mind and body becomes familiar with and achieves easier. Our mind, body, and emotions are working as intertwined parts of a whole system, that is us. Relaxation methods use this intertwined quality, so some techniques work primarily with the body, others with calming imagery or sounds, others with self-talk or various combinations of these. A few practical things we can do ourselves to train our mind and body to become calmer is being in nature, spending time with people whose company gives us pleasure, meditation, gentle harmonious movement like yoga or tai chi, rhythmic movement, for example swimming or running. These are all scientifically proven to have the ability to reduce stress and anxiety over time, if we do them regularly. Additionally, there are a few methods that we can use to bring ourselves to a calmer state in a very short time. I hope that this short overview will help you notice what affects you, what may increase your anxiety and/or make you feel overwhelmed. If you are a practitioner working in roles supporting people's health and well-being, maybe it will help you keep in mind the many sources of anxiety and distress we can have in our lives today, even if it is not directly in our own lives. Maybe you can explore this with yourself, your family and friends, the people you support in your professional roles. If you are interested to read more about the research I mentioned in this talk, the last slide contains the references. In the rest of this session, I will guide you through a form of relaxation practice that, differently from many other forms of relaxation, starts from being tense. When someone is anxious, frustrated, or tense, it is hard to start from a relaxation that starts with relaxing your body, muscles, and mind. The practice I'm presenting is called progressive muscle relaxation or reverse relaxation, and it starts with tensing the muscles. Before we start the practice though, I want to issue a health warning about all forms of relaxation. The popular belief is that you can do no harm by doing or guiding someone through relaxation. But I'd like to urge you for caution, whether you are using relaxation techniques for yourself or for others. Naive application of relaxation can cause harm. For example, for someone with past trauma, for example, childhood sexual abuse, lying still and trying to connect with the body might trigger reliving the traumatic experiences. In emotionally overwhelming times, people might cope with avoiding connecting with their feelings. So a relaxation technique guiding them to do this might lead to upset and, in extreme cases, breakdown. If someone is in an acute psychotic state, it would not be safe to invite them to visualize things, and also they wouldn't be able to stay in control of their thoughts and emotions. A person who is in an acute panic episode likely not be able to follow relaxation instructions, as they are in a very high state of flight with too strong body sensations. Some forms of relaxation might not be appropriate in moderate to severe depression, as it might make people feel worse and emotionally even more overwhelmed. Focusing on body parts and sensations might aggravate health anxieties, so they are not appropriate for people who have health anxiety. People with generalized anxiety might be on a constant state of heightened body and mind state. Therefore, relaxation techniques that are based on calmness likely not work and might increase anxiety further. As we saw, relaxation is affecting our autonomic nervous system and is associated with biological changes, and people living with some health conditions, for example, heart conditions, blood pressure conditions, diabetes, and some other conditions, need to check with their doctors first if the intended type of relaxation is safe for them. Persons with lung conditions causing breathlessness may not be able to do deep breathing and might get anxious when instructed to concentrate on their breathing. Individuals living with some neurodiverse conditions process information and external and internal sensory information differently, and this needs to be taken into account when relaxation techniques are considered. Finally, if you are offering relaxation to others, for example as a health practitioner, it is important to also know the preference and therapeutic journey of your client. People engage easier with techniques that fit their worldview. For example, some people don't like meditation, a popular term for relaxation with guided imagery. And the stage of the therapeutic process also must be considered to decide whether it is appropriate to introduce relaxation. In summary, relaxation techniques are useful and beneficial for many people, and applications, but the right technique has to be chosen for the right person at the right time. Relaxation is a treatment, so like any treatment, it has to be applied with knowledge and discretion. I am now going to guide you through the progressive muscle relaxation that I often use in my clinical practice with clients in anxious states. It is acceptable to most people with various preferences and health states. Please have a quick think through whether it is safe for you to do this practice. Otherwise, please just listen to it as an observer. I will now switch off my camera so you can tune more into yourself. Okay, so now let's start the progressive muscle relaxation practice. Before we start, you may want to check in with your body to feel how tense you are right now, and maybe you want to give yourself a score between 0 and 10, 0 being not tense at all and 10 being very tense. And when we finish the practice, you might want to check in back with yourself again and give yourself a score again to see what has changed. For the practice, please find a comfortable position, maybe sit in a comfortable chair, wiggle yourself to a comfortable position, or if you can, maybe you want to lie down. If you have glasses, please take them off. If you have shoes, maybe you want to loosen your shoelaces or take your shoes off. And just be comfortable. Progressive muscle relaxation is an exercise that reduces stress and anxiety in your body by having you slowly tense and then relax each muscle. This exercise can provide an immediate feeling of relaxation, but it's best to practice frequently. With experience, you will become more aware of when you are experiencing tension, and you will have the skills to help you relax. During this exercise, each muscle should be tensed, but not to the point of strain. If you have any injuries or pain, you can skip the affected areas. Pay special attention to the feeling of releasing tension in each muscle and the resulting feeling of relaxation. Let's begin. So, just breathe naturally to start with. And as you do that, you may want to close your eyes if it feels comfortable for you, or you can just soften your gaze. Let your hands rest loosely in your lap or by your side. And now become aware of your breathing and notice how your abdomen rises and falls with each breath. Now take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose, all the way down into your stomach. Hold the breath for just a moment and then exhale through your mouth. Allow your breath to carry away all stress and tension as the air floods out of your lungs. Take another slow breath in through your nose. Fill your lungs completely. Hold it for a moment and release the breath through your mouth. Empty your lungs completely. Take a third deep breath in. Hold it for a moment and then let it go. Feel that your body has already undergone a change. The tension in your body has begun to loosen and subside. Now let your breathing rhythm return to normal and relax. During this relaxation, I will ask you to tense various muscles throughout your body. Please do this without straining. You do not need to exert yourself, just contract each muscle firmly but gently as you breathe in. If you feel uncomfortable at any time, you can simply relax and breathe normally. Bring your awareness to your feet and toes. Breathe in deeply through your nose, and as you do, gradually curl your toes down and tense the muscles in the soles of your feet. Hold your breath for just a few seconds and then release the muscles in your feet as you breathe out. Feel the tension in your feet wash away as you exhale. Notice how different your feet feel when tensed and when they are relaxed. Take another deep breath in again. Tense the muscles in the soles of your feet and hold this position for a few seconds. Now release. Feel yourself relaxing more and more deeply with each breath. Your whole body is becoming heavier, softer, and more relaxed as each moment passes. Now bring your awareness to your lower legs, to your calf muscles. As you draw in a nice deep breath, point your toes up towards your knees and tighten these muscles. Hold for just a moment and then let those muscles go limp as you exhale. Once again, draw in a deep breath and tighten your calf muscles. Hold for a few seconds and then let it all go. Feel your muscles relax and feel the tension washing away with your out breath. In a moment, you will tense the muscles in the front of your thighs. If you are lying down, you can do this by trying to straighten your legs. You will feel the muscles pulling your kneecap upwards. If you are seated, you can tense these muscles by pushing your heels down onto the floor. Take a deep breath in and tense the muscles in your thighs. Hold for just a moment and then release everything. As you do this, the blood flow to your muscles increases, and you may notice a warm, tingling sensation. Enjoy this feeling of soothing relaxation in your thighs. Again, breathe in deeply and tighten your thigh muscles. Hold for a moment. Now release. Focus on letting your muscles go limp and loose. Draw in a nice deep breath and gradually lighten the muscles in your buttocks. Hold this contraction for a few seconds and then release your breath. Feel the tension leaving your muscles. Feel them relaxing completely. Once more, breathe in deeply and tighten the muscles in your buttocks. Hold for a moment and now release them. You are becoming more and more deeply relaxed. Take another breath, and this time gradually tighten all the muscles in your legs, from your feet to your buttocks. Do this in whatever way feels natural and comfortable to you. Hold it. And now release all these large, strong muscles. Enjoy the sensation of release as you become ever more deeply relaxed. Now bring your awareness to your stomach. Draw in a nice deep breath and then tighten these muscles. Imagine you are trying to touch your belly button to your spine. Now release your breath and let your muscles relax. Notice the sensation of relief that comes from letting go. Once again, draw in a deep breath and then tighten your stomach muscles. Hold for a few seconds and then let them relax as you exhale and release all tension. Bring your awareness to the muscles in your back. As you slowly breathe in, arch your back slightly and tighten these muscles. Now release your breath and let your muscles relax. Again, draw in a deep breath and then tighten your back muscles. Hold for a few seconds and then let them relax and release. Now give your attention to your shoulder muscles and the muscles in your neck. As you slowly draw in a nice deep breath, pull your shoulders up towards your ears and squeeze these muscles firmly. Now breathe out completely and allow your contracted muscles to go loose and limp. Again, pull your shoulders up towards your ears and squeeze these muscles firmly. Now feel the tension subside as you relax and breathe out. Feel the heaviness in your body now. Enjoy the feeling. Feel yourself becoming heavier and heavier. Feel yourself becoming more and more deeply relaxed. You are calm, secure, at peace. Now is the time to let go of all the tension in your arms and hands. Let's start with your upper arms. As you breathe in, raise your wrists towards your shoulders and tighten the muscles in your upper arms. Hold that breath and that contraction for just a moment. And then gently lower your arms and breathe all the way out. You may feel a warm, burning sensation in your muscles when you tighten them. Feel how relaxing it is to release that tightness and to breathe away all the tension. As you curl your upper arms again, tighten the muscles as you breathe in. Breathe in deeply. Now relax your arms and breathe out. Now bring your awareness to your forearms. As you breathe in, curl your hands inwards as though you are trying to touch the inside of your elbows with your fingertips. Now feel the tension subside as you relax and breathe out. Again, take a deep breath in and tighten the muscles in your forearms. Hold it for a moment and then release them. Feel the tension washing away. Now take another breath in tightly clench your fists. When you have finished breathing in, hold for just a few seconds and then release. Notice any feelings of buzzing or throbbing. Your hands are becoming very soft and relaxed. Take another deep breath in and clench your fists again. Hold for just a few seconds and then release. Let your fingers go limp. Your arms and hands are feeling heavy and relaxed. Take a couple of nice, long, slow breaths now and just relax. Feel yourself slipping even deeper into a state of complete rest. Now tighten the muscles in your face by squeezing your eyes shut and clenching your lips together. As you do, breathe in fully. Hold it. Now breathe out and relax all your facial muscles. Feel your face softening. Once more, breathe in deeply while you scrunch the muscles in your eyes and lips. And release. Now bring your awareness to the muscles in your jaw. Take a deep breath in and then open your mouth as wide as you can. Feel your jaw muscles stretching and tightening. Now exhale and allow your mouth to gently close. Again, fill your lungs with air and then open your mouth wide. Now let your mouth relax and let your breath flood all the way out. You are now completely relaxed from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. Please take a few more minutes to rest. Relax. Listen to the sound of your breathing and enjoy the lovely, warm sensation of physical relaxation. Stay in that relaxed, calm, peaceful state for as long as it feels alright for you. And when you feel like that, just slowly come back to the present moment, awake. And when you came back, check in with yourself again and enjoy that all tension is now gone from your body.